What's going on is Anton from antondaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. Yo, I'm thinking about going to a football game, my first NFL football game, something I've never experienced in my life. Growing up, we was heavy basketball fans. So the only thing that we ever wanted to do was sit courtside at NBA games, and now that we've achieved that, I know that the Lions is hosting a game tonight, late tonight at like 8:40, 9 o'clock against the LA Rams. So that might be a play. Y'all let me know what y'all think about that. I was talking to a guy that had flew up here from Memphis, and he was saying that it was his first time experiencing Michigan since he was a little kid, and he was surprised at how cool downtown Detroit was. But Michigan did lose, or they did lose, and I'm a little bit bothered by that because I don't like them losing to Texas, but neither here nor there. Check this out. A lot of y'all are really participating in this chase glitch. And let me tell you something. You going to jail, big dog. You going to jail. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. I was reading a report today, and then I also was seeing a lot of people that was, I guess they participate on the fraud side or the analyst fraud side for Chase, and they were basically saying that all of y'all that did this, all of y'all that was at the ATMs, they got y'all picture, they submitting them to the authorities. Eventually they're gonna chase y'all down, and they not in a rush because it's not like it's a crime where you was assaulting other people or something like that. It's not like it's a violent crime, so they don't have to immediately respond. This is one of those situations where they have the ability to take their time, investigate you, figure out what's going on in your life, and then they're gonna levy the worst crimes against you because it's not just gonna be an immediate charge based off of what them catching you doing. It's gonna be, okay, so what can we charge them with? And then they're gonna go into check fraud, they're gonna go into wire fraud, they're gonna go into something against the institution. All of this stuff, y'all gonna be getting some really severe numbers because I know y'all think that this is just like a white collar crime, but you a fool. You a dummy. And this is one of the bad things about, maybe it's a good thing about social media because it gets to expose all of the dummies. Because all of y'all go on TikTok and you get your financial advice from people that's committing fraud. And when I first heard about this whole chase glitch thing, I'm gonna fill y'all in. When I first heard about this chase glitch thing, I'm thinking like it's a software engineering thing. Maybe it's some black hat, white hat, hacking type of thing going on or something like that. And even with that, you still stay away from it because I'm not trying to be involved in anything that's gonna give me football numbers or even send me to jail for one day. One day is too many days for me. 1 hour is too many hours. And I've learned that as a child, like you don't participate in anything that's gonna get you jammed up and ruin your reputation, and then y'all gonna be sitting here talking about how the system is against you because you can't find a job. When I first, started hearing rumors about it, and shout out to my dog Anthony Brian Logan, and a few other large content creators, I'm like, chase glitch. And I started to go and report on it, but it was so many other things that I had to capture, including the Georgia shooter and all of this other stuff, right? And so I finally got around to looking at it. And so basically y'all just doing fraud. It's not no glitch. You can't pretend, and this is basically what it is. You can't pretend that you get a check for a large amount. Because Chase is trying to be technology forward and other banks on top of that, what they allow for you to do is to get a portion of what is deposited based off of your history and based off of how much the check is. They allow for you to get a portion available before the check is verified as completely deposited. So for example, most people might get a payroll check, and that's why you're able to get an early advance or something like that. And let's say you get a payroll check and you deposit it, and so they want you to be able to spend your money and have access to your money, which most people want. And so what they'll allow for you to do is basically get a portion of the check, and then the rest of it is available maybe the next day or the next business day or whatever like that. And so what y'all decided to do is check fraud by going to get some bad checks, some fake checks, making it for an astronomical amount, which you automatically gonna be flagged for, right? Because you don't even understand that the software and the requirements by the federal government is forcing these banks to flag people with abnormal deposit histories. So if you used to getting $500 a week, or you used to, your bank account ain't never been over $1,000 or $2,000 or $3,000, and then all of a sudden you get 30, 40, 50, 15, $20,000 in there, and then you hurry up and withdraw it. Most instances, that's usually supposed to be like a big check or income tax check or something like that, or a bonus, or it's a one-time thing, right? But you just doing it abnormally is first, it's gonna flag you. Secondly, as soon as they find out that you don't have the funds available, they're gonna come after you. So you're gonna have to pay that money back with interest, and you're gonna get charges that go along with it. That's not a glitch, that's called fraud. And you're going to jail for it. And so this is one of the things that's so interesting to me, is because we'll put so much energy and effort into making sure that we do some of the worst things. We're not trying to be financially literate. You don't want to listen to nobody. Everybody is saying that Dave Ramsey is wrong, which he not. His advice is not outdated. It's for a demographic of people that need to get to the starting line and ultimately never want to take the risk or put themselves in a position to have to suffer as a result of taking on debt. They don't want to pay interest over into a bank. I'm one of those people, which I'm not necessarily, a Dave Ramsey baby steps disciple, but I don't believe in ever taking out debt. And so as a result, I know that I can self-finance, and that's what I self-finance all of my projects for. I just save my money and I invest my own money, and you will never hear me in a position where I have to suffer because I have to go over there and pay interest over to a bank in order to justify my purchase. I'm not that desperate. I'm not that hard up. I can be patient. And so we don't exist in a society where people feel like they have to have a level of patience. We exist in a society where everybody's trying to get the quick hit. Everybody's trying to get the Charger and the Challenger immediately. Everybody got to get the big chains. Everybody go get the bust down. It's like, man, be patient. The reason why patience is so important is because it teaches you lessons and values that really help you to understand of how you're supposed to manage things effectively. And it's not just with money, it's with people, it's with jobs. If I would have got, which I did get, which thankfully I did crash out in 2007, 2008 with the crisis. If you get too much too early, sometimes you're not prepared for it. And money don't make you a better person, it makes you more of what you already are. So when I see people that's trying to hurry up and get it fast, I already know that they're gonna be broke long term, because they don't have the other tools that's gonna allow for them to be a good person, that's gonna allow for them to be able to manage it effectively. And it's almost like giving a baby steak instead of baby food. You still nursing, you still on the nipple. But nope, you wanna jump from point A to point Z immediately. You wanna go and get the Cullinan, you wanna go and get the big dog car because everybody else got it and stuff. It's not your turn, bro. It's not your turn. Wait on it, earn it, and then you value it differently. I valued my cars, and I've always taken care of my cars because at the very beginning, my father told me, hey man, listen, I'm not buying you a car as a man. If I had a daughter, then she would be taken care of differently. But you as a man, you're gonna have to understand that ain't nobody ever gonna give you nothing. You're gonna have to earn it. So I had to go to work, save my money, take public transportation, and then eventually I bought my 86 Buick Regal, and it was I loved that car. I loved it from the day that I got it to the day that I wound up getting rid of it. And I was mad that I got rid of it because I caught myself helping somebody else and he didn't value it. And so that'll never happen again. I'm never doing any kind of give you anything that you didn't earn type of stuff. But you're going to jail. You're going to jail. It is fraud, and it's stupid, and it's dumb, and don't put your freedom on the line for people or taking advice from people that can't even verify that they actually have receipts of success. Y'all gonna do this glitch, and you're gonna crash out, and then you're gonna blame everybody else, and it's gonna be the man's fault. And then all of a sudden, expenses is gonna be too high because you can't get a job because you got a felony, and you gotta wear the metal braces, so you're gonna be embarrassed. And you're gonna disappear for a while, you're gonna have to make up for that. You're gonna have to justify your bad decisions, and it's not worth it. It's never worth it. Anything that potentially will put you in jail is not worth it, all right? Well, I can think of a couple things, but I'm not gonna say them here. Anyways, y'all let me know what y'all think. Should we hit the Lions game today? That'll be interesting. Still not gonna hit it unless I finish all of my work. So, you get the rewards after you get the work done. And so that should be interesting. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon link is in the description, and then Teach Henley, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. I love you, I appreciate y'all. Stay away from that. Don't even let that shit come up in your algorithm, it's bad.